I'm Vicki Murphy. I am a Jira Align specialist with Valiantus, which is a Platinum Solutions partner with Atlassian. In this video, I'll be breaking down the updates to Jira Align with the release of version 10.124. This version was released to Jira Align instances on the continuous release track on September 1st, 2023. That will typically be your test or development environment if you have one. And it will be released to all other instances of Jira Align on September 15th, 2023. With that, let's go ahead and jump into these updates. Over the last few releases, we've had some exciting updates as Atlassian launches their new navigation interface in Jira Align. One announcement that they did come out with recently is that the legacy navigation is going to be fully removed with the release of version 10.127, which is currently scheduled for December of 2023. I do recommend that you are encouraging your users to enable the new navigation, get used to it as December is quickly approaching. As Atlassian rolls out this new user interface, they are also making small adjustments based on user feedback, and we have a few of those to talk about today. Starting here in the program board, I navigated here from the program menu. We are now able to add some additional programs as well as filter by teams on the program board. This is all possible under the Extra Configs button in the far right. By default, the programs field here will show the program you selected as you were navigating, but now we are able to actually add additional programs in. And when we press apply, we will now be able to expand one or both of the programs here. Additionally, under extra configs, we are now able to filter based on a team, and it looks like I already have one in here, but you can select any of the teams for your program and filter the board based on data that is associated with those specific teams or data that is currently not assigned, such as your unassigned features here. Additionally, when we navigate to the homepage is going to have some more accessibility features, including some skip links, as well as the ability to navigate using your keyboard. Going forward, the top layer of the tool is going to be linked to your enterprise tier terminology in the platform terminology settings. When the UI first rolled out, I noticed that this was called the strategy tier. Now you may see that change based on whatever your terminology settings are in the administrative settings. Navigating to the portfolio tier, a change that was made over the last couple of releases is Atlassian moved all of the reports that used to be on a main landing page for reports to the individual tiers of the tool. With this release under the portfolio tier and under the reports button in the left-hand menu, we're going to see all of those reports that were related to the portfolio data now moved under this menu. Additionally, in the left-hand menu, we are now going to see the all of the work items for our organization. And this allows us to navigate to the grids for each work item based on the navigation filters we have already applied. So we can easily navigate to our features, stories, epics, etc., no matter which tier we are at. And finally, if you are using the custom room option, we are now able to filter our custom rooms based on the PI filter in the left-hand menu. There has also been an update to the type field on our features, capabilities, and epics. As we are working with Jira Align, you may be familiar with the type field. It allows us to categorize our different work items. And Atlassian has added 3 new options here of debt, defect, and risk. So you can look for those on each of those work items. Again, features, capabilities, and epics. Switching over to the slides for a few more updates, Atlassian continues to update the API endpoints. With our regions, we can now access the flag and code fields. With cities, we can now access the image field. And with epics and capabilities, whenever we use the get method, the value score from the value tab of those work items will now be returned. This will include the overall score as well as the breakdown of the individual fields that make up that score. A few more miscellaneous updates, if you will. Atlassian has added a new error to display in the Jira connector when we are having problems with our OAuth access token, just making it a little bit more clear what the problem is. The character length for our custom text fields for features has been updated to 255 characters. This does match the custom field of short text in Jira software as well. Atlassian also fixed a bug related to the syncing of feature estimation points. This bug caused the connector to sync both points and t-shirt size estimations to Jira software, even when the portfolio was configured to use points as the estimation statistic. Going forward, this fix will prevent such syncing errors, and it will only sync the estimation statistic configured under the portfolio settings in Jira Align. And finally, Atlassian has fully removed the settings page and functionality that made up the Zendesk connector. If you were syncing Zendesk and Jira Align, any previously synced work items will still remain in both tools. They will just no longer talk to each other. Atlassian continues the cleanup of Jira Align with the removal of several reports. In the release notes, Atlassian mentioned that these reports were either not fully developed or were made inaccessible during the transition from Jira Align 9x to the 10x versions that we have now. These reports will be fully removed from the system, along with any system settings, such as our system role settings around these reports, with the release of version 10.127, again scheduled for early December of this year. As with similar updates that Atlassian has made in the past, they did state that the removal of these reports is going to help them reduce their testing overhead for the development team, allowing them to build enhancements and perform fixes quicker. Over the last few releases, Atlassian has also been removing the pages and settings that make up the quality module. This continues in this release with the cleanup of the codebase and removing all references and links to objects, including the build streams, hotfixes, test environments, test folders, and test suites. Additionally, in the next release, version 10.125, the references and links to sprint plans and test sets will also be removed. This release did contain several defect fixes. We've already talked about a couple in the main release notes, but a few more to highlight. There was a fix to a bug that wouldn't allow team members to be removed from a team or sprint. There were some errors with importing stories that were fixed, and some updates to the filter functionality on roadmaps, specifically if you're using that solution and capability level. If you want to learn more about any of these defects or any of the feature updates that we've talked about so far in this video, please do check out the release notes. They'll be linked in the description of our video. That is all for the release of version 10.124 to Jira Align. Thank you very much.